See if that works better. There we go. So, hello.
Hi.
How are you today? So today we're going to hop right into it and just talk about giving, giving quadrant, and understanding the elements of what you need to give, or the way in which you need to give in order to accelerate your spiral and propel it into your manifestations.
Yeah, I think sometimes we are giving. We're giving our self. We're giving our time. We're giving money. We're giving a listening ear. We feel like we're constantly giving. And a lot of the times when we're doing the quadrants with people, their giving quadrant is like really long. They've got so many things that they give. But then when we go to the receiving quadrant, there's nothing there. So it's really looking at where are you giving, what are you giving, and then are you open to those channels of receiving? Because you can give all you can, which is amazing, but are you compensating that because you feel unworthy of receiving? And then the other thing to look at giving is to kind of cross out giving money, because donating and giving money can be done with an intention of anything. It's not, there's no clear intention if it's for giving for the self, giving for the collective, or giving for the planet. So it's really a challenging one once you cross out giving, once you cross out money, because the first thing people will usually say is, oh, I give to this charity, or I give to my church, I give to my school, I give back to this and to that.
Yeah.
But if we eliminate money, you know, what are you really truly giving?
Yes, and it's not saying you can't give money. It's to say that what is the energy that you're giving.
Right.
Giving to charity is something we've spoken to a lot of people about, because the intent of giving to charity, is it based in love, joy, fun, play, everyone's divinity, we are creators, or is it based in the world needs help and I need to fix it? Those two are fundamentally different energies, and we've been in a place where that was acceptable. So it's not to say you've done it before, it's okay, but it's understanding that if we're living in a world where our divinity shines through, and we are the creators and we are the masters, we are the God selves on the planet, then, and everyone, you want to see humanity walk in that, feeding the energy of I need to fix the planet. Is that in alignment with those first few statements of our divinity?
Yeah. Also, when you're doing a spiral, you are moving out of where you currently are. So if you're putting things in your giving quadrant of what you're currently doing, you're feeding energy for your current situation and your current objectives. So think about what your higher self would be giving. What would your most divine self be giving? What would your the most divine joy be in giving? Because that's the version of you that is in the new spiral that you're creating. So what does that look like? It's a really good exercise to see like where you're at now, where your energy really is going, or where you are giving to, and where you want to be, because it's very clear once you write it down where all your energy is going. And then you can really have the conversation with yourself. Are these the things that I want to be giving my energy, my time, my thoughts to?
It's great that, because, okay, great. I was getting the message to talk about time, and Kat mentioned, am I giving my time? So let's talk about this, because a lot of people give time. A lot of people give themselves as, I will do this type of work for free. I will do this for people. I will put this much amount of time to devote to my community, for example. The understanding of giving time is it time? Is it yours to give? And this is something I've been practicing a lot of. Is time actually yours that you're giving away? Because You are love, joy, fun, creation, play, magic, anger, frustration, uh, fear, limitation, or abundance, infinite possibilities, infinite potentials. But no one has ever said that you are time. So what are you giving? And the understanding of giving is it's truly an energetic exchange. And in that energetic exchange, what are you exchanging? Are you exchanging time for time? Because they don't own their time either, because we're not time.
Time is a made up construct. So when you say something like, you're eating into my time, or these are my hours, you're putting limitation directly on the next sentence that you say. So if you can eliminate time from any factor when you're doing the quadrant work, because you're putting limitation into your quadrant or into your spiral. So we've taken away money and we've taken away time. So the big question is, well, what else is there to give?
So they share with us, they call Unity Consciousness calls it the mastery of giving. And the reason why it's called the mastery of giving is because giving as a master is mandatory. Because as a master, you hold no conditions on what it is that you're giving. And time, condition. Money, condition. So those are conditional things that you're giving. So the question of what are you giving comes back to, can whatever you give, you do it from a place of unconditionality and remove any and all conditions from it. For example, if you're giving yourself rest, are you doing it because you want to have more energy later on in the day? Or are you doing it because the body is asking for me to rest? And so I'm just going to put my feet up and relax because I'm honoring myself by giving a gift to myself of rest because my body is asking me for it. It's requesting something and I can give it freely to my body because I love myself unconditionally. Now, a condition to all of that is I need to rest because I'll have more energy later. Or I got a bunch of things I have to do, so I need to do that. We even use conditions to not do those things. Oh, I got work, so I can't rest right now, but I promise I'll rest later on. All of these are the conditions. And the other aspect to the mastery of giving is this quadrant will make you remove all of those conditions. Not just it will reveal the conditions and can you give them unconditionally, it will force you to remove the conditions because you won't be able to move beyond the quadrant with those conditions because then your manifestation will become conditional, which is why most people can't manifest very powerfully because it's conditional manifestation, which is not actually manifestation or creation.
Or they'll keep creating the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's a loop. And the whole point of the spiral work is, even though it's a loop in itself, it's moving. So it's not just going around in a circle, it's spiraling up or spiraling down. So it's traction and movement into your next dimensional reality, into your next abundance, into your next health, into your next whatever it is that you are trying to achieve with the spiral work. So let's give some examples of what's in your giving quadrant.
Well, I'll give you 2 examples of experiences I had, which I gave, and I was actually unaware of this because they were in my spiral. So I had one experience where Kat was going through something and she was like, oh, I need some, this area is bothering me. And she lay down and just relaxed. And she said to me, are you sending me healing? Now, in my quadrants, not even just in my quadrant, in my daily practice, when someone mentions something uncomfortable, I've become, it's become a habit's not the right word, but it's becoming a natural thing for me to do is to stop, send them healing, and then move on. Send them love, then move on. And I've done it so much that I didn't even think, I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to do anything. My energy just did it. But what was cool was that it was an instant acknowledgement of what my energy was doing, because immediately she was like, "Are you sending me healing?" And I'm like, "I just do it. Like, it's not something like, yeah,
So.
like it's just something that I always do. It's not something that I even have to think about. It's just natural thing." And that is an example of giving unconditionally. It doesn't matter who needs healing. It's healing is healing is healing. If I have the light, I'm sending it. That's automatic, because I view everyone, and this is what's actually in my giving quadrant. I view everyone as healthy, whole, healed, and perfect. And as a result of seeing that, as a result of me vibrationally aligning to that, anyone in my presence who I am aware of or unaware of, who mentions the discomfort, the healing automatically takes place.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big one to start with. If you're just doing this for the first time, you'll probably be, in the cycle or in the thought process of giving, um, food to your neighbors, or buying somebody in the line behind you in the coffee shop a coffee and paying it forward that way. Just doing random acts of kindness is where you might start.
Yes.
And then as you do your spiral again and again and again, you move beyond those gestures, because those gestures become who you are. Yep. And then you add in another layer of, I'm going to give my light unconditionally to every room that I walk into.
Yeah.
I'm going to give my most abundant, I'm going to be the most abundant self that I can be, to give an example for people around me to then see how abundant their lives can be. So you kind of move beyond one layer at a time the more you do it. And what's so exciting about the quadrant work and the spiral work is the amount of times you do it, the amount of layers to learn and to release and to move through, because each time is like, okay, this is the best thing that I can think of. This is totally in alignment. And then all of this stuff manifests, and you're doing everything in your quadrant. And then you do another one because, okay, that worked. And then you do another one. And then by the end of it, each quadrant is just, I am light, I am love, I am light, I am love, because that's the divine creation. And so when this was initially downloaded and shared with us, they kept sharing that it's a blueprint for the 5D, 6D, 7D timelines, and that those timelines are open now. That's why attaching your intentions and your spiral to everything that you're doing in every aspect in your life will start to work, because those timelines are now open for you to jump into. And thinking of it as a blueprint is kind of like taking away everything, going really back to the core of who you are. And at the end, you are divine creation, love and light. So you will get back to that place. But it's just such an interesting concept to think of it as a blueprint, and the shedding all of the layers. And then when you go through each quadrant again and again, how much more divine your words are, how much more powerful your intention is, and how less stuff you're putting
that
in.
doesn't actually matter.
You're not even putting in much. It's like one word.
Yeah. So another example. So let's say a softer example than a less expansive example, but it's just as expansive in a way. So I was speaking to, I ran into a friend, and for some reason I felt like I needed to speak to him. Now, generally I don't necessarily stop to speak to people all the time. But this time I felt like stop and speak. So I stopped, I stood there with him, and I was speaking to him, saying hi, bye, that type of thing. But he said something, and I actually like dug into it a little bit, and I was like, so tell me how things are actually going. Like, literally tell me what's going on. And I just sat there and listened. And he explained a bunch of things to me that was going on. And as he spoke, he got more and more excited from kind of a low vibrational standpoint, or from like a, things are not that great, to like, oh, things are actually going great and phenomenal and I'm ready to move and all that stuff. But what was fascinating about this was, just like the I sent light without knowing it, I sent healing without knowing it. He makes this statement at the end. It was about 2 or 3 minutes into what he was saying, and he just goes, you know what? I'm ready to go at my day. He goes, word for word, and he doesn't speak like this. My spirit feels renewed talking to you. I'm ready to go at my day. And that was a sign for me that I am literally sending him love and light without having to think about it, by just being present. And he felt so renewed that his words changed to, my spirit felt renewed, when he was talking about all of the things that were not going right in his day and how hard it might have been. So this is the effect.
Most security guards don't talk like that.
No, well, they don't. And he was so excited for the day. And what excited me, like, I left it on that point. I was like, fantastic, have a beautiful day, have fun. I walked away, but I felt renewed. Not that I needed to feel more renewed than I did, but I felt this rejuvenation of like, wow, I'm doing this.
It's so cool, because the more you are in alignment with your spiral, with your quadrant, and every word matches that vibration and that energy, what you receive back is like surprise and delight tenfold.
Yeah.
And it just keeps surprising and delighting you. And then you really realize, oh, wow, I have not been asking for the maximum that I can ask for.
Yes, the things that I truly desire, and in my great, and am I giving like truly in my greatest joy? That was one of the questions that we first started asking was, am I giving in my truest and greatest joy?
Or am I giving based on, let's do a really easy example, like a wedding gift, a Christmas gift, a present, like an actual present for somebody. Do you think you're buying it in joy, and that, oh, I'm buying it because they're going to love this and it's the perfect gift for them and what they need. But, there's so much underlying judgment in how much you spend, and you ask your friends, well, how much are you putting in the envelope, or what are you getting them? I'm only getting them this, or no, I'm getting them that.
Or are they going to like this? I don't really know what they like. I should ask them what they want.
What shoe size are they?
Yeah. So all of these are like conditions to giving a gift. That's just buying someone like a Christmas present or a birthday gift.
Right. So, I kind of dropped that because I was a huge present giver, and some birthdays are missed with a gift and you get a phone call, and then just randomly you'll get a bunch of flowers because I was thinking about you, because I've moved away from a gift on an event, because every time I think about you, it's an event, right? So what's the point? Or doing, joint experiences where the gift is an energetic exchange of you going and experiencing, relaxation, or a hotel room to give yourself a break, or breakfast within a zoo environment, or something like that. So it's an exchange experience. It's not something I'm going to open and then leave in my cupboard forever. Yeah. It's something that I will have a memory of, an imprint of.
And that's the energy, right? That's the energy that we want to be giving unconditionally. You're giving love. The transformation of giving gifts went from, I'm doing this because it's an event. I'm doing this because I feel obligated. I'm doing this because you're supposed to give a gift. And then how much is that gift supposed to be? To, I'm going to do what feels good to me at this moment, because knowing that that feels good in this moment is the alignment to them feeling good, because love, exchanging love for love, joy for joy, bliss for bliss, which is what the spiral is all about.
Yeah. So if you haven't started your quadrants yet, you can go back and watch a couple of the first videos, because it starts with attracting, starts with the law of attraction, basically, and then moving through all of the others and getting to giving. So you don't have to start from the law of attraction and work your way through the quadrants, but it is recommended that way.
And very encouraged.
Yeah, it is encouraged to do it that way.
Very encouraged.
Because it's more about creating the momentum of change, or creating the spark that will spark your own spiral for that divine creation that you're working on. And yeah, just be free with yourself. And every time you think, you relook at your quadrant and you say, actually, no, that's not what I want. It's okay. Change it. You're creating it. Just change it. You don't have to say like, oh, I've committed to this now. This is what I've written down. You can easily change it and start anew.
And when you move into use the words, the mastery of giving, because that will start to identify you as the master. And as the master, is there any conditions needed for you to give? And the other aspect of this is because it goes attraction, giving. As the master, does what you give change your attraction point? That's something to look at, because if you give differently, which changes your attraction, which is the conditions, but I'm just trying to put it another way, which are the conditions, which changes your attraction point, you will find that most of your resistance to giving unconditionally is because, can I attract what I want to attract in the way that I want to attract it? So these two kind of marry together, which is why your spiral will accelerate into your manifestation. So I encourage you to use the mastery of giving and really align with mastery, as the 5D, 6D, 7D timelines are available to everyone. We're no longer just living in a 3D earth. It is a 4D earth. We're in 5D and above bodies, and you now choosing 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, 7D timelines based on what you are aligning with. So within that, in order to truly stand in 5D, 6D, and 7D and live a 5D, 6D, 7D experience, mastery is mandatory for entry. Because in order to experience a 5D and above life, you must live as your light, with your light as your currency. And within that, any conditions to using your light is the resistance that holds you on a 3D and a 4D timeline. So as you play with this, and those who are truly interested in moving beyond the 3D and 4D timelines, you really want to step into a 5D, 6D, 7D timelines, which are available again to everyone. We're not waiting for the 5D Earth. 5D timelines are available on this Earth now. Mastery is required, is the keys to entry, because you have to be able to give unconditionally love, unconditional joy, unconditional fun and play, because that's what will amplify in your life, which is what the 5D, 16, 7D timelines are all about. So yeah, I hope this was fun. I hope you enjoy this. Watch it as much as you need. Go back and watch, as Kat said, go back and watch all of the Unity Currency videos, attraction, giving, manifesting. I pulled the receiving mode video. So much of that is already there. The infinite potentials, law of potential is also in that playlist, which is on our channel. And watching them multiple times, what I found is watching them multiple times, especially after doing spirals and having some things come up, made me hear things differently, made us see things differently. And I want you to understand, like, we're learning this with you. We've learned this in the last 6 months. Right? This is a new teaching that has come to Earth in this way, and we're learning this and living it. So we are literally experiencing everything that you did. We've done the spirals multiple times. We have multiple spirals going at the same time. We both have individual spirals and collective spirals together, and we're watching the manifestations and stepping into mastery and walking in mastery, just like you. So we would love you to join us on this journey, learn more on the teachings, ask us questions. We offer sessions to help you personalize your journey, and sort out your soul experience and guide you through the highest evolution that's possible. We're offering a lot.
It's not just a once I do my spiral, then I know everything kind of situation. It's not about that. It's was taught to us as like, this is the new law of attraction, which law of attraction, if you've ever studied it or practiced it, it's an ongoing thing. Like, you never stop learning it, you never stop doing it, and you just get better and more refined at it. So yeah, you just have to start. I encourage you to start.
You have to start and do it, and join us. Let's build this community together. Let's start living our spirals and living the energetic exchange of our light, which is who we are, and birth divine creations, radiating magic, love, joy, peace, and abundance everywhere we go.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you next time.